Hello there. Welcome to Tea Time Season 7.
Already?
I know.
So excited.
It's so exciting. Season is all about supporting our digestive system with 4 different events and 4 different recipes. So welcome. We're so happy to have you here on this event.
It seems like it's been so long, as it always does when we take our breaks between different seasons, but here we are.
I know. We were just talking that we want to take shorter breaks because it's just so much fun to do these events with everyone. I love seeing all of our familiar names of people who are longtime tea timers. And if this is your first tea time with us, we would love to know, and we would love to warmly welcome you to our event. And we would love to know what your favorite part of tea time is. What is bringing you here today, and what are you excited about?
I was just messing around over here on my computer.
Yes. We've got our notes down here, which you know is
Everything's
our name for show notes. Let's go ahead and get started. So again, welcome to Tea Time 7, Episode 1. There are 4 episodes in this particular Tea Time season, all about looking at supporting our digestive system. We were just talking before we went live, our digestive system is so linked to our minds and every part of our terrain, especially when we are stressed. Our digestive system can often manifest those symptoms more than any other part of our body.
That's right. So supporting our whole terrain while we're supporting our digestive system is key. And as I was reading through some comments for those of you who've been donating teas to us, which is very fun.
Thank you.
There were comments that came through that said, this is so timely. And I think it's because it's spring. You know, we've made a transition from our winter months into our spring months and into our summer months. We're actually, in most parts of the country, it's summertime.
Yeah.
In our part of the country, and I see in England as well, we're still kind of having some pretty springy weather, which is gorgeous and beautiful.
At least here in our hemisphere.
In our hemisphere. Hey, well, before we get going, let's talk about our tea.
Would love to.
This tea is from Mountain Rose Herbs, and it's called Ancient Forest. It's a loose leaf tea, and I typically like loose leaf teas, and I know Jenny does too, because you get more of that goodness in there. It's usually a little bit fresher as well.
Yeah.
And this comes from the mountainous regions of Yunnan in China.
Ooh.
So it's a black tea, it's partially fermented, and it's really smooth and delicious. And part of the reason why we do tea as well is because it's a very calming ritual.
It is. And a lot of times rituals just really keep us grounded, and tea, as well as our beautiful essential oil routines and rituals, are just another way to support that whole terrain.
That's right. So there's a lot of assets for you to be aware of.
Yep. So right below where you're watching right now, and if you could do us a favor and like this video and subscribe and hit that bell, that way more people will hear about what we're doing here, and we want to share these recipes with as many people as would like to have them. And so if you could like and subscribe and again hit that bell, we would love for you to do that. Right below where you're watching, there are links to lots of great aspects of tea time, good resources. We have a PDF with all of the recipes we're going to be blending with you. We also have a link to some great discounts over at Aromatics International for our Tea Time Season 7. Some amazing discounts that you're going to love. And if you would like to blend along with us, it's a great opportunity to grab that kit, get the PDF, and then you can make the blends as we go on our live events.
I'm just smiling because I'm reading your events over on Facebook as well as on YouTube. We have Mimi here on YouTube who's helping to answer questions as we go through.
Yep.
So if we miss your questions, we'll try to get to them towards the end of our presentation as well.
Yep, we can also hop on our computers because a lot of you are going to be watching this replay, so thank you very much. And we will be here answering your questions after the event. Even if you're watching a year from now, we'll be there to answer your questions. All right, shall we dive in?
Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
We're going to take a look at our recipe, and then we're going to explain our recipe. And you're right, we need a little sip of tea first.
Just a little sip of tea. So we are going to be looking at breaking the bloat. Now, no one likes to be bloated. We don't even like to think about it, but when you are bloated, you really want that relief. And so our team here at Aromahead has put together a blend to help you with that.
That's right. There's lots of reasons, as Jenny was explaining, why we might have bloating going on. It might be a combination of foods that we've eaten. Maybe we ate too fast even. That can cause bloating. And perhaps it's because as we were eating, a stressful situation or a stressful thought came up and it caused our stomachs to kind of clench up and not allow the normal digestive process to happen. And then we start getting bloated, which is air and gas that are trapped inside of our digestive system.
And no one wants that. So that's why we're looking at how to break that bloat with this particular recipe, where we are going to be working with 2 different essential oils in a carrier oil of jojoba.
So our blend is 1 ounce of jojoba. It's a carrier. It's also called jojoba wax because it's actually a wax, but it looks like an oil. So jojoba oil, jojoba wax are really an interchangeable term that we use. And then in Roman chamomile, we'll be putting in 10 drops, and fennel, sweet fennel, we're putting in 5 drops. Now, a lot of you have probably heard about these 2 oils. These 2 oils are fantastic for helping to relax the spasm that's going on and to gently help the digestive system to be able to release all of that added bloat that's happening inside.
Absolutely.
So they're fantastic oils. Now, as we put these in fact, Jenny can put in our 1 ounce of jojoba oil for us.
I will go for it.
I'm going to explain a little bit of safety on the sweet fennel. So sweet fennel is good catch.
Thanks.
It's one of those oils that we keep and we use it on occasion. Now, a lot of you know that in a lot of cultures, Ayurvedic cultures and other ones, when you go out to eat at different restaurants that have hot foods, our Indian restaurants and even some of our Asian restaurants, they might have a blend that has fennel seed in it that you would chew after you eat to help with that digestive process. So this is the same concept that we use. So we use fennel on occasion. It's not one of our favorite ones to use on a daily basis, but for short terms to help us get through an issue of digestive discomfort specifically.
I love the aroma of fennel.
Now, some of our safety that we have with sweet fennel is that we should max it out at 2.5%. Now, to give you an idea, we're using 5 drops in this blend, which is a 1%. So we could actually double this if we were in dire need. You could actually double the drops and use it for a short period of time, which might be 2 or 3 days. You might only need to use it 1 time. I can't quit smelling it.
I know, it's
love
so nice.
The aroma of licorice, and this reminds me of licorice.
I know. And if licorice is not your favorite, black licorice, this is a beautiful blend. And when you are in distress, you are going to want to reach for it. It has a really vibrant shelf life.
I'm one that has been battling digestive distress for quite a long time. So I don't do it too much anymore because I've been able to mitigate a lot of the different things that have caused that, including foods. So I do keep this on my shelf though, because when I do need it, I do need it.
Right?
So we'll put 5 drops.
5 drops of our sweet fennel into our jojoba.
Extra drop, which I did. I got 6 drops in there. You don't need to worry because, again, we can go up to 2.5, but we've capped it at 5 to 6 drops, which is a 1%. So even the 6 drops, we're still at the 1%. Now, sweet fennel has a 4-year shelf life, and it also helps with feelings of being stuck and maybe withdrawn. It helps to reduce that tension and even inhibitions that we might have with communication.
And I'm just curious if you have sweet fennel in your aromatherapy toolkit. I'd love to know how you use your sweet fennel by popping that into the chat.
I'd love to know that as well. Let's get over here to our chat, take a look at it.
I've got a little skimmer on here over here.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to keep going while Jenny keeps skimming
That
over
sounds
there.
perfect.
And the other, there's a little bit more safety that we have with sweet fennel. So we do not use it during pregnancy or breastfeeding. If there's any kind of a estrogen-related cancer or endometriosis, I would avoid the use of fennel. And we don't use it during labor, especially if we're progressing slowly. Not we, but the pregnant woman is progressing slowly. And we don't use this on young children, especially those under 5. Even in a diffuser, I would avoid sweet fennel. So trans-anthanol makes up at least 50% of sweet fennel.
Should we say that together?
Trans-anthanol.
Anethol.
Trans-anethol. It's also E-anethol, which is the same, it's a synonym. Trans and E are the same thing. So it can inhibit blood clotting, and it should not be used if you're a diabetic or if you're on medication that is there to intentionally help coagulate your blood. Okay, so, and if you're on a blood thinner as well, you would want to avoid sweet fennel. So now remember, we're eating fennel, and so if you're pregnant, I would avoid that as well, to eat fennel. So most of our safety that we have is if you're ingesting fennel, but even so, it's one that we avoid with the issues that I have just talked about. Now, the reason why we avoid this before surgery is because it can thin the blood out somewhat, and we want it to be able to coagulate. We want it to, during a surgery and after surgery, we want the blood to be at its prime and do the things that it's supposed to do when it's doing its own wound mitigation, right? So those are the things to be aware of. Now, the reason why we use sweet fennel is just because we have these issues to be aware of, and if I am in this category, I would simply choose another oil.
Right.
We have a lot of oils that are great for digestion. I might put in cardamom instead of sweet fennel.
And Mina, our wonderful Mina, is recommending ginger as well. If fennel is not your favorite aroma, or you want to really make sure you're avoiding any kind of safety concerns if you are in any of the categories Karen just mentioned.
That's right. So as long as you're not in one of those categories and you're using fennel on occasion and under that 2.5%, you'll be just fine using fennel. So don't be afraid of your oils, just know the safety of your oils, right?
Yep, and these are just the general research-based guidelines, and of course we're all unique, and it's good to get to know your own body and how you react. So we're giving you the information that's available out there, and it's for you to take and apply to your own wellness.
That's right. So it is a phenomenal antispasmodic, which we many times need in our digestive system. Our second oil now, we're putting in twice the amount of drops. We're putting in 10 drops of our Roman chamomile. Just put that right. 1, 2, 3. And again, if you get a few extra drops, not to worry about it. This is a blend. It's a very gentle blend, the way that we have blended it. And Roman chamomile is probably the #1 oil for being an antispasmodic and helping to dissolve the gas, the air, the trappedness, to release to release and let go and let the air pass through unencumbered that is in our system.
To me, this smells like the most amazing fresh baked banana bread.
Really?
How about you give it a sniff, see what you think?
You know, I can kind of see that. It's sweet. I can see where she gets that from. It's a beautiful blend. Now, I'm one that loves the aroma of Roman chamomile and fennel, both.
I love the aroma of fennel, and I love the therapeutics of both of these oils. And combined, I also love banana bread. Now I want to go make some banana bread.
You want to make sure you blend this up. Shake it up really well before you use it. Take it, rub it on your tummy in a clockwise situation, and the reason why we do that is to help the digestive system. If we go counterclockwise, it's not the normal way of helping our digestive system and the colon and all the things involved in there to go in the right direction and to move things through.
Yep.
Right? Now, of course, our label. I have my little label here that I made just before we went live on
Fomemo. How do you say this? I never say it right. Fomemo. Fomemo.
I think that's correct. Put my little label on there with the date that I've created this. I might even put the date that it will expire. So as I was looking at my oils, I see that sweet fennel has a 4-year shelf life. Roman chamomile has a 5-year shelf life, and of course our jojoba goes for years before
Over 20.
it goes off. So, and when I looked at my sweet fennel, I saw that I have 2 years left, which is a long time left on this specific batch of fennel, which is why I feel it's important to know the distillation date so that I can determine when the end of the shelf life is. Sometimes companies will put on their own shelf lives just because maybe they have an excess of it. So I like to know why I'm using the shelf life, why I'm putting that specific date on there. And I've got 2 years left. I could put, and I've got 4 years left on my Roman chamomile. So I could put on here, I made it 6/10 of 2022, and I could put best by 2 years from now.
Yes, I like
there.
that.
And then I can easily take it and look at it at a glance and see when I need to be using it up by, or when I need to simply toss my blend and make a new one.
Exactly. Even if you think you're going to remember, you always want to label. And I'm just speaking to myself because I always think I'll remember, and I always appreciate it when I label.
That's right. So you're absolutely correct. Our herbs are much more gentle than our essential oil. Our essential oil takes the oil in the whole seed and creates our essential oil. So it's super, super concentrated. And that's why we are very concerned about using the right percentage in our blend to keep in that safe realm.
So we, as you know, during our tea time seasons, we like to give our tea time viewers an in-depth opportunity to keep learning on the subject. So we have a workshop coming up on 5 essential oils for a healthy belly, and that is happening live June 16. So if you are wanting to learn even more about how to support your digestive system with 5 different essential oils, you're definitely going to want to get that early bird pricing on our workshop.
It goes into a very deep dive into our digestive system and the oils that we're going to be using during that webinar. So if this is a topic that interests you, you're going to want to be there for sure. We're also going to demonstrate something that really has helped Jenny and I throughout the years that I can't live without doing. It's a simple demonstration to show you.
Yes.
You're going to, and those who are on the webinar will see that. It's a very specific, fast little procedure.
I like that little teaser. So if you would like to join us, the link to enroll is right below where you're watching right now. You want to grab your seat, and then once you have that, once you are enrolled in our workshop event, you'll also have access to the replay and recipe PDF right in your Aromahead account.
That's right. I hope to see you there. That'll be next week on Thursday. And going back to Nina, a question, I'm diabetic but well controlled. Why can't I use fennel? Well, you can use fennel. It's just a precaution for you to be aware of. Sometimes it can lower your blood pressure, your blood sugars, or it may even be raising your blood sugar. So if you're using sweet fennel, you just need to be aware that it can have that effect, but of course it doesn't have that effect on everyone. It's just a general precaution that is out there.
So Nina, you inspired my comment of saying these are just the general guidelines, and it's good to be aware of them and then just see what works for your body and your health.
This label maker again is Phomemo.
Phomemo.
Phomemo. And it's just one that we got right off of Amazon. I think there might be an updated version of this by now. But if not, this one, we've been using it for a couple of years now, and it works super well.
And if you are enjoying the content of this video, of course, if you could help us spread the word on how this particular blend can really help with bloating, how you can do that is by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking that bell so that you are getting notifications when we go live.
I think I have a 12 font on here, Kim, just so that you know what we're doing there. Now,
and again, link for the workshops are right below where you're watching right now, either live or on the replay.
Okay, is there any other questions that
there's
have
lots.
missed?
We may need to go through, and if we did miss your question in any way, We'll go through and answer after we're done with this. Thank you, Mina, for helping with questions. And if you are an Aromahead student in our natural living course or our graduate program or our certification program, you can always hop in your exclusive student forum to ask these questions because we have instructors over there.
That's right. And for those of you who heard me say for endometriosis as well, there is a caution on that. And again, it may not affect you, but you need to be aware that there is a caution there, as it can cause excessive bleeding that we want to avoid. And that's why we don't use it during surgery either.
There you go.
It's the same concept for surgery, for endometriosis, if you're pregnant, etc. It's got the same cautions that are there. And if you go to the root caution, and then we have all of these different reasons or ways, something that we might be experiencing that we need to be aware of. I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense. We also will have the replay available for this video shortly, and so you're able to go back through and watch if you'd like to. Again, we have great discounts for all of the products here. Tea Time Season 7, right below where you're watching, is a link over to aromatics.com, and you can shop the collection. Great discounts on all those products. We want to make it as affordable as possible for you to blend along with us. There are 4 different episodes in this season. This is episode 1, and then we have 3 more coming up. We're going to have a lot of fun looking at how to support that digestive system with different tips and tricks and strategies. We're so happy that you are here participating in this season of Tea Time.
That's right. We try to keep them to 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, and sometimes we kind of go over that even, because a lot of you will pop on here and watch it during your work breaks.
Yes. Thank you for that.
So, one more little sip of tea.
One more sip of tea. Again, you can find the recipe we blended. There's a PDF right below where you're watching. And we worked with Roman chamomile and fennel. And even though fennel has some safety precautions, it's such a wonderful oil to help with the bloating and to just really ease that cramping and that digestive distress, especially coupled with our wonderful Roman chamomile.
So all of the safety information that we've talked about is with the sweet fennel, as our Roman chamomile doesn't really have any safety issues.
Right? I know.
So,
and it's so important to know the safety so that we can use our oils in a way that's going to get great results without any negative effects. And whenever I talk about safety, it just reaffirms how powerful these beautiful plant resources are. And so we cannot wait to go through more tips and tricks with you. And again, we have our in-depth workshop on the 16th of June looking at 5 different oils. We're going to do a deep dive. So if you're interested in this topic, you're definitely going to want to sign up for that workshop.
there's a lot of information, and it's taken me hours and hours and hours to put this workshop together coming up next week, because it is a very deep dive and it does go through a lot of different scenarios. So you don't want to miss it if this is your forte, if this is something that you're experiencing. I know all of us in one way or another, and at some point in our lives experience some kind of a digestive issue. This is a kind of a number one topic that people deal with.
Oh, absolutely. Again, because our digestive system is so linked to our minds and our emotions. We eat, hopefully, every single day, and all of that can impact our digestive system. So, are we ready to start our goodbyes?
We are ready to start our goodbyes. By the way, if we haven't gotten to your questions, I'll be going through and we'll be answering your questions as I see them. Sometimes it's hard to do that and present at the same time, but we will get there and we will answer your question.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much for joining us here. We are so excited again for this tea time, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. So bye for now.